Okay, so this is a test build for my Burn Guardian, and as I said, for those of you who are watching this online, this one is not a finalized video, obviously. This is my mini project going on for me to test the Burn Guardian build, and I honestly am so sick of playing Zerg in every single one of my characters aside from my Necromancer, which is a condition damage, and my engineer is also full condition damage as well. But aside from those classes, I don't play a lot of engineer, and I do play a lot of Necromancer, but I'm starting to get sick of that too. And so I've been playing a lot of Zergs, Zerg characters. And so I just got sick of it, and I just would like to try something new for once. And so this is gonna be my test video or drafting or whatever you want to call it for the build of my Burn Guardian. And so I'd like to show you what exactly am I aiming for, and also my justification, so that hopefully you can give me some feedback. So this one is the build specializations. The virtues, I'm going for virtues, and I'm having the consecrations. Now consecration is the one I'm going to be using in this one, Purging Flames. It will create a ring of fire that burns foes and cures conditions on allies. And to be perfectly honest with you, this is quite good, because like the burning at 11 seconds for 3 stacks is about 14,000 damage, and that's a lot. And also the duration also increased by 2 seconds. So this is what it reflects in here, 11 seconds. Okay, so for the second one is absolute resolution. It's remove condition basically, and I don't usually use this because it's form of protective healing shelter, and usually in the raids I already have my teammate to be a druid to go for that, so I don't usually use that. And I don't use the hammer. I'll get into the equipment later, but I don't use the hammer for this build. Now the next one is deal extra damage for each boon that you have. Virtues recharge faster, so I can keep on spamming this. And the last one is the Wrath. Now this one is the Virtue of Justice. That one will increase the Virtue of Justice to be burning more frequently. And you don't use the Virtue of Justice, you never touch it, you never use the F1. The reason for that is because you want to have this one up as much as you can, so that you can combine with your skill to apply the burn condition damage onto the target. And so that's the reason why I'm having this Wrath in here, try to do the Wrath in here, so that it can increase the effect of the Virtue of Justice. And the rest I don't even bother, because it's not tailored to the burning damage, condition damage. And the second one that I'm going for is the Radiance. And the Radiance, this one I have the Inner Fire, and this is gain fury every time when you strike, whenever I strike a foe that has burning stacks over the threshold. And majority of the time I'll show you the testing done later on for this one anyway, but usually you get above 15 stacks for the burning condition damage. And the next one would be the Zealot Flame. Whenever you critical hit the enemy, that one will pop up, so you can constantly spam this. You just use this, see, and then you just throw it at your enemy, and whenever you critical, combine with this, whenever you critical, it recharges faster. But not only that, but it can also recharge this one instantly, so that you can start throwing, keep on throwing to the enemy. And that's really good, because you want to maintain the burning condition damage as long as you can, and also as high as you can in terms of the stacks level. Now amplified Wrath, this one burning damage is increased, you know, like you want to have this. So, and also it's burn enemies whenever they attack you and you successfully block it. It will also apply burn condition damage, and that will combine with shelter right here. Blocks attack while healing. So in the raid, sometimes they have AoE, you know, attack against you, and so yeah, you just activate this one, and it will apply the burn condition damage onto the boss, as well as healing you. So you know, you're not only dealing damage, but you can also heal yourself. Alright, for the Zeal, I don't use Dragon Hunter, and I will go into that in a second. I'm using the Zeal is because increase the damage against burning foes, and because you're gonna be applying a lot of burning damage anyway, so this is a 7% increase in damage. And also gain condition damage based on your power, so based on the percentage of power, so that's 10%. And I will show you the gear in conjunction with this one as well, in terms of, you know, the effect. And this one is the spirit weapons. Now, why do I use spirit weapon? Well, it's because aside from the skill of the guardian, as you can see in here, the only weapons actually two that can apply burning condition damage is this one right here, the torch. Obviously you're gonna be using this one, it's a must, otherwise you won't be calling yourself a burn guardian, right? And this one is breathe a magical flames that damage the foes and kill conditions on allies, but it doesn't apply the burn condition damage. So you can use this, but I'll show you the rotation later. You can use it in the close range when you run out of skill, but you always prioritize throwing the zealot's flame. You always prioritize this skill rather than using this one, yeah. And the scepter. Now, why is the scepter? It's because the scepter has the symbol of punishment, and this one, it has a very low cooldown. It's only 6 seconds, and it can strike up to 8 times. So when I apply, let me check it. So when I try doing this, it will strike 8 times, yeah, and it burns, and combined with this, it burns the foes every few attacks. So usually you would get a stack of 2. Usually I see 2 whenever I use this, and combined with that, you have a decent amount of burning. And I don't use sword. Now, why don't I use sword? Well, because this one is 15 seconds of cooldown for the zealot's defense. 15 seconds versus constant smashing of the symbol punishment. It strikes for 8 times, and it's cooldown only 6 seconds. And this one is strike for 8 times, sure, but it will reset every 15 seconds. So in terms of strike per second, this one does more. That's why you need to have this, and combined with this, you get a lot of burning stacks. Alright, so as for the gear, I'm using the full Viper, and I'm using the rune superior rune of Balthazar. So this one will increase your burning duration to be 45, and also combined with the full set of Viper. And I'm also using the Viper weapons as well. I'm using the superior sigil of smoldering, and this one will increase the burning condition damage to be 20%. Increase 20% of burning condition duration, not burning condition damage. And also combined with the superior sigil of mallets, this one will increase the 10%. So 10% plus 20% at 30%, 30% plus this is 75%. 75% combined with the rest of them, and my pack piece to be the Viper, I have 100%. And that's what you should be aiming for, 99 to 100%, no less than that. If you have anything less than that, I would highly recommend for you to try and get it up to 100%. And so for the accessories and amulet and also the rings, I am using the Sinister. I don't use Viper because, you know, if I use Viper, that will be redundant because the duration cannot exceed 100%. It stops at 100%, full stop. So there's no point for you to be getting Viper for this build. Aiming for Sinisters because Sinisters have 110 condition damage. And so that would be the way to go. Now on my secondary weapon, I'm using a sword and also a focus. I have to say that, you know, for this build you don't usually use secondary weapon. You only use the main weapon right here, the scepter and the torch, and that's it. You don't, you know, I have never gone into using go ahead and then swap with my secondary weapons. I have never done that. I only been using the scepter and the torch, and that's about it. Alright, so for my utility, I'm using this shelter, I'm using the purging flames, I'm using the sword of justice, I'm using the signet of wrath. Now keep that in mind that sometimes when you do the raid, and if you don't have enough CC, or depending on a particular boss, you need to swap the signet of wrath for the bang signet, because this is your hard CC. For the elite, I'm using the feel my wrath because 45-second cooldown, and it can increase the quickness and the fury, so that's good to have. Now I'm just gonna quickly show you my, well, I'm actually showing you anyway. This is my condition damage. My condition damage is 1835. So yeah, 1835 or 1835, you know, whatever you, however you want to say it. So that's a lot, right? Now imagine, because I have also considered the Dragon Hunter spec into this one as well. But look at the Dragon Hunter spec. Okay, so you have the trap. You also have the deal damage, extra damage onto the cripple. Okay, cool. And striking the enemy by the spear of justice also causes the vulnerability and increases the damage dealt. But look at this one right here. Now it burns the foe for the boss. Yeah, it burns the boss every few attacks. Sure, but you will be losing out a lot in terms of burning stacks. Sure, you can keep on that, but then it takes about 17 and a half seconds of cooldown to be able to recharge this one. Okay, so that also decrease your condition damage to be from 1835 to 1628. That is a 200 condition damage points loss. So 200 condition damage point loss is a lot. That figure is a lot, I'm not joking. So instead of that, we go back to the Zeal. The Zeal one, it increases the damage against the burning foes by 7%. Not only that, it also grants the condition damage based on your power. And not only that, it also provided you with the spirit weapons to burn foes whenever they strike. And because I have my spirit weapon right here, and every time it strikes the foe, it's not only applying the burning condition damage, but it also applies the vulnerability. So you can also use the Hammer of Wisdom, but please keep in mind that the cooldown of the Hammer of Wisdom is 36 seconds, and this one is 24 seconds. So you can keep on pumping out the Sword of Justice. Now, if you don't use the other signet, signal of ref. Okay, so you only have 1655, but if you do use a signal of ref, that will increase to 1835. So that's what I planning to do. All right, that is the average golem. It has about 4 million of health and 1400 toughness. So what am I going to do next is to adjust my cell in the right condition. And so I'm going to apply boons for myself. So I would need to have quickness and might. Actually, I'm just going to have might, 25 stacks, fury, and quickness. I don't need any other ones. In terms of damage, I'm just going to show you the damage. So as you can see, it it rocks up to 2585, which is massive. Okay, so I'm probably fucked up my my rotation, but I'll see how it goes, because I'm still testing it and testing this build out, and I'm still trying to find a best rotation for this build. And so because of that, let me be fair. I finished this Guardian 2 days ago, and I didn't have a lot of time to be testing around with this, with this Guardian, and so I might fucked up. So please excuse me. But initially, what I usually do is get the sword justice, yeah, and then put zealous fan, pumping the condition. Yeah, see, get it back. Use the sword again. It's spam number 2. And keep on throwing, and once it reset, keep on doing that. So as you can see, I'm hitting about 8,000-9,000 damage at about 15 stacks. Once I have full everything's up, I have about 15 stacks, but usually you get about 10. So you would want to try to throw this one as many times as you can, and combine that with a critical chance. So it reset again, see, throw it again, and then it's reset again, throw it again. So you try to maximize the amount of burning stack, as high as that you can, and whenever it's cooled down for the zealous flame, throw it. And then spam 1 and spam 2 and 4. Yeah, spam 2 and 4. And whenever this one cool down, use that, and keep on doing that. Okay, so it's cooled down again. So throw it again. So as you can see that if you do it right, you get about like 15 to 21. So because of that, I really think that if you can manage to constantly having this one above 15. You have a lot of burning condition damage, like guarantee, and combining with a Neko Epi, you can pull this one off easily to 30, and 30 is a lot. Like seriously, 30 is a lot. However, as you can see that I only managed to pull it up to like 8,000 or 9,000 without any food. So if I also including food, I might be able to pull it up constantly about 8 or 9,000 condition damage. So this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to increase this build to utilize the maximum amount of stacks that I can get with the burning, because most of the time, as you can see here, it relies a lot on the proc chance. So as you can see in here, like in the critical chance, the more critical that you do, the faster it will reset the zealous fan, and the faster that you can reset your zealous fan, the better of having the condition damage up. So that's what you are trying to do. Yeah. So you'll be trying to aim for at least 10. I would say that 10 is an average, but sometimes if you have the chrono in your team, and it can increase the the cooldown. It can reduce the cooldown of the skill. You can get it up to 20. But again, I haven't tested in the right environment, so I don't exactly know how feasible it is. And so I would like to give it a try in the right environment, like in the actual right environment, to see how much damage I can perform. And so that's pretty much it for the Ray Guardian. And if you have any feedback about this build, please let me know, and perhaps we can come up with something that can help improving the Burn Guardian. So alright, I'm gonna stop here, and I will see you later.